Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Let us chant one round of japa with Srila Prabhupada. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to today's Srimad Bhagavatam for all session. Let us recite Bhagavad Gita Shloka. We are reciting from Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 12, text 12. So if anyone needs to go first, please raise your hand. If not, we'll go in order. Okay, so we'll just go in order. Chapter 12, text 12. Achyut Priya Mataji. Achit Priya Arundhati.
I was saying without unmuting, sorry. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavad Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Dandavad Pranam Mataji. Jai Shri Prabhupada.
I cannot see the first line. Yes. श्रेयो हि ज्ञानम् अभ्यासात् ज्ञानात् ध्यानं विशिष्यते ध्यानात् कर्म फलत्यागाच्चान्तिरनन्तरम्. Translation by Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: if you cannot take to this practice, then engage yourself in the cultivation of knowledge. Better than knowledge, however, is meditation, and better than meditation is renunciation of the fruits of action. For by such renunciation, one can attain peace of mind. Thank you, Madam. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Aditi Lata Mataji and Arunita. Are you not ready yet? I can go to the next person. Inba, Inya, Jai Shri Mataji, Jai Ganesh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasat jnanadhyanam vishishyate dhyanat karma phalatyagas tyagat shantiranantaram. If you cannot take to this practice, then engage yourself in the cultivation of knowledge. Better than knowledge, however, is meditation, and better than meditation is renunciation of the fruits of action, for by such renunciation one can attain peace of mind. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Inba?
Mataji, they're not here.
No one else is there?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. Isha?
श्रेयो हि ज्ञानम् अभ्यासात् ज्ञानाध्यानं विशिष्यते ध्यानात् कर्मफलत्यागाच्चान्तिरनन्तरम्. If you cannot take to this practice, then engage yourself in the cultivation of knowledge. Better than knowledge, however, is meditation, and better than meditation is renunciation of the fruits of action. For by such renunciation, one can attain peace of mind.
Krishna Ashish, not really. Madhava?
If you cannot take to this practice, then engage yourself in the cultivation of knowledge. Better than knowledge, however, is meditation. Better than meditation is renunciation of the fruits of action. For by such renunciation, one can attain peace of mind.
Rasapriya?
Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasat jnanadhyanam vishishyate dhyanat karma phalatyagas tyagat. If you cannot take to this practice, then engage yourself in the cultivation of knowledge. Better than knowledge, however, is meditation, and better than meditation is renunciation of the fruits of action. For by such renunciation, one can attain peace of mind.
Okay. Krishna Ashish?
श्रेयो हि ज्ञानम् अभ्यासात् ज्ञानाध्यानं विशिष्यते ध्यानात् कर्मफलत्यागाच्चान्तिरनन्तरम्. If you cannot take to this practice, then engage yourself in the cultivation of knowledge. Better than knowledge, however, is meditation, but better than meditation is renunciation of the fruits of action. For by such renunciation, one can attain peace of mind.
Yes. Okay. Inba, you're ready?
Yes, Masterji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasat jnanadhyanam vishishyate dhyanat karma phalatyagas tyagachantir anantaram. Translation: if you cannot take to this practice, then engage yourself in the cultivation of knowledge. Better than knowledge, however, is meditation, and better than meditation is renunciation of the fruits of action. For by such renunciation, one can attain peace of mind.
Yes. Anyone else? Inba? Inya?
No, Mataji.
Okay. Aditi Lata Mataji and Arunita.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasat ज्ञानाध्ययनं विशिष्यते ध्यानात् कर्मफलत्यागाच्चन्तेरनन्तरम्. If you cannot take to this practice, then engage yourself in the cultivation of knowledge. Better than knowledge, however, is meditation, and better than meditation is renunciation of the fruits of action. For by such renunciation, one can attain peace of mind. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Arunita
Hare
is not
Krishna.
here at the moment.
Is not. Okay. Lokesh.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada, Jai Hind Maharaj.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji. Jai Shri Prabhupada. Yes, Mataji.
श्रेयो हि ज्ञानमभ्यासात् ज्ञानाध्यानं विशिष्यते ध्यानात् कर्मफलत्यागस्त्यागाचान्तेरनन्तरम्. If you cannot take to this practice, then engage yourself in the cultivation of knowledge. Better than knowledge, however, is meditation, and better than meditation is renunciation of the fruits of action. For by such renunciation, one can attain peace of mind. Thank you.
Thank you.
Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Lokesh.
Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasat
Vyasaj.
jnanam vishishyate jnanat karma palatyagas chantir anantaram. If you cannot take to this practice, then engage yourself in the cultivation of knowledge. Better than knowledge, however, is meditation, and better than meditation is renunciation of fruits of action. For such renunciation, one can attain peace of mind. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Okay, next. Nilambari Radha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji. Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasat jnanadhyanam vishishyate dhyanat karma phalatyagas tyagav shantiran anantaram. Translation: If you cannot take to this practice, then engage yourself in the cultivation of knowledge. Better than knowledge, however, is meditation, and better than meditation is renunciation of the fruits of action. For by such renunciation, one can attain peace of mind. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Saujanya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, Salvo Shri Srila Prabhupada.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasat jnanadhyanam visishyate dhyanat karma tyagas chantir anantaram. If you cannot take this to practice, then engage yourself in the cultivation of knowledge. Better than knowledge, however, is meditation, and better than meditation is renunciation of the fruits of action. For by such renunciation, one can attain peace of mind. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Prajna is not there, right?
She's here, Mataji.
She's here? Okay.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasat jnanadhyanam vishishyate dhyanat karma phalatyagas tyagacantir anantaram. If you cannot take this to practice, then engage yourself in the cultivation of knowledge. Better than knowledge, however, is meditation, and better than meditation is renunciation of the fruits of action. For by such renunciation, one can attain peace of mind. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Anyone else?
Mataji.
Yeah, Priyanka, Hare Priya Mataji. I'm sorry, Mataji. Go ahead.
No problem, Mataji. Dhanavad Pranam, Mataji. Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasat jnanadhyanam vishishyate dhyanat karma phalatyagas Yagashanti is Anantaram. If you cannot take to this practice, then engage yourself in the cultivation of knowledge. Better than knowledge, however, is meditation, and better than meditation is renunciation of the fruits of action, for by such renunciation one can attain peace of mind.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we already discussed 8, 9, 10, 11 yesterday. So what Krishna said in 8 is that the best process is to fix your mind on the Supreme Lord, and then if you're not able to fix all the time, then you practice doing that. But if you're not even able to practice, then you do mananam, right? So fixing the mind is smaranam. Mananam means using your intelligence to understand the process of smaranam through scriptures and contemplating on that. But if you're not able to do this mananam process, practice and smaranam, if you're not able to do all this because you didn't get purification of heart, sufficient purification of heart, you still have anarthas in your heart, you're not able to meditate, then okay, you use your external senses like your ears, eyes. So you engage in Shravanam, Kirtanam, other processes except Smaranam. You can do Archanam, Vandanam, like that. And then cooking and garland making, cleaning the temple, all this you can do 24/7. You do that. That's if you're not able to do Smaranam, you're not able to fix your mind. Then what will happen? If you do this external, you do devotional service with your external senses, that will lead you to Smaranam. That will lead you to Smaranam. So there are two paths within Bhakti. It's one who has achieved Anartha Nivritti, then he can take to the process of Smaranam. But it's not necessary that everyone should take to the process of Smaranam. You can do Shravanam Kirtanam. And by Shravanam Kirtanam also, eventually you will come to the same point of continuous Smaranam. Okay. Now, what if I'm not even able to do this? 24 hours, not able to engage my senses, external senses in devotional service, that also I'm not able to do. Then Lord Krishna said, okay, if you're not able to do that, then you work and offer the results of your work to me. So this is the Varnashram system, this third stage. Because one is doing Ananya Bhakti 24 hours, whether through meditation, fixing the mind, or through external senses, he is not required to do karma. He is not obliged to follow any dharmas like, Vaishya dharma, Brahman dharma, Kshatriya. No, he is not obliged. There is no sin for him if he didn't observe all those things. It's another thing that even though it's not required for him, still he does it just so that others don't fall from their path, taking his example. They don't have the qualification for Ananya Bhakti, but looking at Ananya Bhakta, he's not doing any activities in this world, no dharma, he's not following any rules. I will also not follow because he's the leader. So, but they don't have the qualification, they are not in pure devotional service, they'll fall down. So he follows, like we took the example of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur yesterday. So they follow, although they're not required to follow. Okay, so then what should you do? You do karma. Karma means karma which is prescribed in the Shastras, and the results of that karma you offer to the Lord. What will happen by doing this? You will develop a taste for direct devotional service, for Vasudeva Katha Ruchi. By observing your duties sincerely, Shastra Vihita Karma, that which is prescribed in the Shastras, that duties. If you do for the pleasure of the Lord, then you will develop a taste for hearing, and then you can eventually enter into direct devotional service. So like this, these were the verses from 8 to 11. That's all. There's nothing beyond that. You do work and offer. That's all. Nothing else. Then this 12th verse is saying the same thing again. What is this verse? Shreyohi. Let me share the screen. Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasaja. So here, pay attention. Jnanam here means, again, this is Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary. Jnanam means mananam. Abhyas means practice. Dhyanam means smaranam. We already studied this in text 8. Okay? So, Dhyanam means mananam, Abhyas means practice, Dhyanam means smaranam. What is your goal? You want to be able to do Dhyanam continuously. That is your goal. Continuous line, like that. Continuous Dhyanam on the Supreme Lord. That's what you want to do. That's the... Now, if you're not able to do continuously, you have to practice, right? So you're able to do for 2 hours. Beyond that, you're not able to. Then you keep increasing. Practice, like that. But what Lord Krishna is saying, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary is that to take this step of going to Dhyanam by practice alone, it's a long jump, it's a long step. If you take an in-between step, then that practice becomes easier. What is that in-between step? Mananam. So, jnanam means mananam. Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasaj. So, if you take this mananam is better than directly doing practice. Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasaj. Jnanam is shreya, it's better than abhyas. Why? Because directly abhyas is a difficult task. Practicing to focus your mind. It will be easier if you first understood through Shastra. You get enough faith. When you hear from Shastra, what happens? You'll get Shraddha in that sadhana. So you hear from Shastra. Then when you practice, after you get this mananam, you're also practicing. Now your practice becomes easier. And then you can come to the stage of dhyanam. Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasaj. Jnana dhyanam vishishyate. But better than jnanam is dhyanam. So what is dhyanam here? Dhyanam means smaranam. What type of smaranam? Continuous smaranam. So what did we say? After one gets anartha nivritti, all his anarthas are removed. Then the next stage is what? After anartha nivritti, what is the next stage in bhakti? What
Nishtha.
comes? Nishtha. Yes. So in Nishtha stage, you can begin practicing smaranam. So you can begin practicing smaranam in Nishtha stage. But continuous smaranam, the perfection of that will happen when you come to bhava. So Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, and then bhava. Even though you begin your smaranam, abhyas, right, the practice of smaranam, you start in Nishtha, the perfection is reached. Continuous smaranam only happens in bhava. So this dhyanam is the same as bhava. If you remember from Nectar of Devotion, there are 6 characteristics of pure devotional service. Does anyone remember what are those 6 characteristics of pure devotional service?
Maybe one.
Yeah, first one.
Krishna is only my protector. Something
that is no. That one is what you're saying is Sharanagati.
Surrender.
6 symptoms of surrender. Yeah. But we are asking about pure devotional service. So I'll just tell you. Kleshagni, Shubhada, then Moksha Lagutakrit, Sudur Labha, Sandrananda Visheshatma, Sri Krishna Karshni. Remember? So Sadhana Bhakti has 2 features, Kleshagni and Shubhada. Bhava Bhakti has, in addition to Kleshagni and Shubhada, 2 more characteristics. What are they? Moksha Lagutakrit and Sudur Labha. And Prema Bhakti has, along with these 4, 2 more qualities, characteristics. Sandrananda Visheshatma and Sri Krishna Karshni. I won't tell you all the details now because again we'll lose another class. That is Nectar of Devotion class or Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Another time we can discuss. But here, why I am asking you this, what is the quality of Bhava Bhakti Moksha Laghutakrit? What does that mean? A devotee in Bhava Bhakti stage, he considers, not just considers, he actually experiences that moksha is insignificant in front of the ecstasy that he is experiencing in bhakti. Bhava means what? Bhava means ecstasy. The ecstasy that he is getting in bhakti, compared to that ecstasy of bhakti, liberation from material suffering is insignificant. That looks very insignificant in comparison to bhakti. Not just looks, he's actually experiencing it. This is the quality of Bhava Bhakti. Why we are discussing Bhava Bhakti? Here Dhyanam means continuous Smaranam is equivalent to Bhava Bhakti stage. So in Bhava Bhakti, so before that, before Bhava, but we say, what is the definition of pure devotional service? What is the definition of pure devotional service?
अन्यभिलाषिताशून्यं ज्ञानकर्मादिनावृतम् आनुकूलेन कृष्णानुशीलनम्
Bhaktiruttama. Yes. So the very first line says Anyabhilashita Shunyam. That means you don't have any other desire. That means you don't even have a desire for liberation. Isn't it? Then what does Moksha Laghutakrit mean? Even in the beginning, for pure devotional service means Sadhana Bhakti is also pure devotional service. And the definition is Anyabhilashita. You don't have any desire for moksha. You don't have any desire for material progress. And Anya Abhilashita Shunyam. Then what is the difference between Anya Abhilashita Shunyam and Moksha Laghutakrit? You want to try? Anyone? No? Okay. So Anya Abhilashita Shunyam means it's your desire, right? You don't want to have any such desires. You don't want, it's your desire, you don't want. But do you actually experience it? No. That I don't want liberation. Okay? Sadhana Bhakti means practice. From Shastra, you understand that pure devotional service means you should not desire for liberation, you should not desire for any material advancement or material opulences. Pure devotional service means you should only desire Krishna's pleasure. So, what do? You practice to desire only to please Krishna, not to desire for anything else. It's not that you're actually experiencing and you're actually in that, you don't care for liberation. It's not necessary. Sadhana Bhakti means this is your Shraddha. I don't want. Why? Because Shastra says, I want to do pure devotional service. And desiring for liberation is not pure devotional service. I don't want this. Like that. Whereas when you come to Bhava stage, you actually see that this is so insignificant. You're experiencing the lower position of liberation when compared to the ecstasy of bhakti. You're actually tasting it. This is moksha laghutakrit. You're actually experiencing it. So, jnana dhyanam vishishyate. Dhyanam is better than jnanam. In other words, this dhyanam or this bhava bhakti stage is superior, right? It's higher than the stage of lower stage, mananam and practicing. These are lower stages. But when you come to bhava, you're actually experiencing. Okay. What else is said? Karma phala tyagam. That is also said, right? The third line. Let me share the screen. Dhyanat karma phala tyagas. This is interesting. Why dhyanam is not taken as prema bhakti here? Priyanka Hari Priyamata is asking. Okay. No, it will continue. This is the beginning. Dhyanam, this is the, like, you'll get steady dhyanam in bhava bhakti. So certainly prem bhakti will also have that. It's like if you have come to second grade, you have learned in second grade what you learn multiplication, let's say. In second grade, you learn multiplication. When you go to third grade, it's understood that you already have multiplication there because you've learned it in second grade. But in first grade, you don't learn multiplication. You learn it only when you come to second grade. You understand? Like that, as you progress, when you come, bhava is the beginning where you get steady meditation, steady dhyanam. It happens in bhava. Before that, it's not continuous. So it's like, you know, further it is explained in this only. Chantir, what is chanti? Shanti. Okay. So dhyanat karma phala tyagas. What is this karma phala tyaga? Interesting, huh? So karma phala tyaga means what? Nishkama karma, we may think, right? You do karma and then you don't want the karma phala. You will think it appears like nishkama karma, doesn't it? Karma phala tyaga. So better than dhyanam is karma phala tyagam. What is this? Isn't it? So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains that karma phala tyagam. First of all, understand this karma. Karma is of two types. One is sakama karma, the other is nishkama karma. What is sakama karma? Sakama karma means it's karma kanda basically. Karmi. What you say karmi, that is sakama karma. You do karma as it is prescribed in the scripture for the result, material result. You want swarga, for example, you want to go to swarga, you want to go to heaven. For that you follow, you have to do this yagya and this and that, and the result is I'll go to heavens and I will enjoy a long life. This is sakama karma. So what is karma phala of sakama karma? Swarga. Then next, what is the second type of karma? Nishkama karma. You do karma, but you don't want the result. That is nishkama karma. What is the phala you get of nishkama karma? What phala do you get by doing nishkama karma?
Antakaran Shuddhi.
Antakarana Shuddhi. Okay. What did you say, Sonia Mataji?
Yeah, same Mataji.
Same. Yeah. Aditi Lata Mataji, what did you say?
I was saying purification, and by that they are going to higher stage.
Very good. Same. All three are same answers. Antakarana Shuddhi is purification of heart, and that is the immediate result of Nishkama Karma. But from there, you go to Dhyana, and ultimately you go and merge into Brahman. So you'll get liberation, moksha. So the ultimate result, immediate result of Nishkama Karma is purification, Antakarana Shuddhi. Ultimate result, because you cannot separate Nishkama Karma and Jnana as two separate. It's like initial and later stage, like that. So the ultimate result of Nishkama Karma is what? Moksha. Again, why we are doing this? Because in the verse it said, Karma Phala Tyaga is superior to Dhyanam. We already established that Dhyanam is Bhava Bhakti. So better, or Dhyanam means continuous meditation. Okay? Dhyanam means continuous meditation. Karma Phala Tyaga is superior to continuous meditation. What is this? So Karma Phala Tyaga means not caring for the result of that karma. So the result of Sakama Karma is Swarga, result of Nishkama Karma is Moksha. So you don't care for Moksha. What is this? Not caring for Moksha. You're getting the point? What is not caring for Moksha? What is this?
Sakama yoga, no?
You don't care for moksha. Yes, Saujanya Mataji. I said just now, before this I was telling you.
Because you don't care for moksha because you just want to do bhakti, devotional service.
Yeah, so that is what stage of bhakti?
Oh, I don't know the name.
Bhava. Bhava, yeah. So that's right. So we are coming back to the same point. Okay. So karma phala tyaga means you don't care for moksha. So another name for this is moksha lagutakrit. And moksha lagutakrit is the characteristic feature of bhava bhakti. So here when Krishna says dhyana, what is the verse? Better than dhyana is karma phala tyaga, right? Here that karma phala tyaga means, see, dhyanat karma phala tyagas. Better than dhyana means meditation, continuous meditation, is karma phala tyaga. That means when you are in bhava bhakti, what is the characteristic feature? You don't care for even moksha. So karma phala tyaga means you should take one who doesn't care for moksha. Okay. But look at the next one. Tyagat shantir anantaram. And when you don't care for moksha, what happens? You get ananta shanti. Tyagat shantir anantaram. So what is this shanti? Shanti means when you are in that stage of bhava, your senses, generally what is our condition? The senses are running towards sense objects. And the sadhana, the practice is to stop the senses from going after sense objects, pull them back and engage them in the service of the master of the senses, Krishna. My eyes want to see some materialistic things, maybe some movies or whatever else. And then I tell my eyes, no, take darshan of the deities. Okay. My ears want to hear some mundane music, and I have to stop my ears. No, you hear to the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, you hear Kirtan, like this. So, in the conditioned state, the senses are naturally running towards the sense objects, whereas me, the living entity who wants to be a devotee, right, who's practicing bhakti, he pulls the mind, the senses back from going to sense objects and engages them in Krishna service. That means he has to put so much energy, isn't it? It's like they're going in opposite direction, you have to pull them back. You have to pull them back. Is there shanti in this? No, this is struggle, isn't it? But when you come to bhava stage, the senses are naturally running towards Krishna. You don't have to force the senses to go to Krishna to think. No, the senses are running towards Krishna. The eyes are looking for Krishna all the time. The ears are looking, hearing Krishna. They want to hear Krishna, Krishna Katha, like this. This is the stage of bhava. And your goal is also the same. And the senses are also going in the same direction. The senses are running after Krishna and you are following after the senses. So this is complete shanti. No more struggle. This is complete shanti. This is the explanation of this verse by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So now you look at the verse, you'll understand. Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasaj. So why jnanam? Jnanam means mananam. Abhyas means practice. Directly doing practice is difficult. So better to do mananam first, then abhyas becomes easy. So jnanam is better than abhyasa. Jnana dhyanam vishishyate. Better than this mananam is actually having continuous smaranam of the Supreme Lord. Dhyanat karma phalatyagas, right? Better than dhyanam is karma phalatyaga, or a characteristic feature of this dhyanam is karma phalatyaga. That means what? Moksha laghutakrit. You don't care for liberation also. You're getting so much nectar in bhakti, you don't care for liberation. And tyaga chantir anantaram. And when you become like this, you don't care for liberation, there is unlimited shanti. So this is the explanation of this verse, the 12th verse of this chapter by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Yes, Aditi Lata Mataji.
So Mataji, just for the understanding, the difference between Vishwanath Chakravarti's explanation and Prabhupada, which he explained. So this is a Sakama Karma Phala Tyaga. This is the higher level which which you discussed just now. And for Prabhupada or the other Acharya, it is
Baladev Vidyabhushan.
Baladev Vidyabhushan. Is it only Nishkam Karma Yoga?
Actually, that's why I was actually, when we were reading the translation, I was actually directly connecting it with, if you look at the translation, if you cannot take to this practice, what is this practice? Practice of, okay, that's Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So practice means practicing Smaranam, we said. Then engage yourself in cultivation of knowledge. What is this cultivation of knowledge? Mananam, right? And better than knowledge, better than this mananam is meditation. Meditation means what? That's smaranam or dhyanam. Better than dhyanam is renunciation of the fruits of action. That means, again, what is the fruit of action? It can be either swarga or it can be moksha. You have to renounce both. That means you don't care for those. For by such renunciation, one can attain peace of mind. Peace of mind means shanti, and I explained what shanti is. So even if you simply looked at Srila Prabhupada's translation, you can very easily connect it with Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary. But if you want to see exactly what Srila Prabhupada is saying, we can even read the purport. As mentioned in the previous verses, there are two kinds of devotional service, the way of regulative principles and the way of full attachment and love to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is still Ananya Bhakti. Regulative principles is also Ananya Bhakti only. This is sadhana. And then attachment in love to the Supreme Lord, that is bhava. For those who are actually not able to follow the principles of Krishna consciousness, it is better to cultivate knowledge, because by knowledge one can be able to understand his real position. Gradually, knowledge will develop to the point of meditation. By meditation, one can be able to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead by a gradual process. In the cultivation of knowledge, there are processes which make one understand that one himself is the Supreme, and that sort of meditation is preferred if one is unable to engage in devotional service. So this is different here. Okay. So by cultivation of knowledge, seeing oneself as the Supreme. So this is again the Jnana path. This is not Bhakti path. Okay. Jnanis. By cultivation of knowledge, they try to see themselves as the Supreme. That sort of meditation is preferred if one is unable to engage in devotional service. If one is not able to meditate in such a way, then there are prescribed duties as enjoined. So this is doing karma and offering the result. Okay. So that is also said by Krishna. Same thing Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also translated. And there are prescribed duties as enjoined in the Vedic literature for the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras, which we shall find in the last chapter of Bhagavad Gita. But in all cases, one should give up the result or fruits of labor. This means to employ the result of karma for some good cause. Yes. So even when you're doing karma, so in bhava stage, when you say tyaga chantam, so you can take it in both ways. Okay. So in bhava stage, karma phala tyaga means moksha lagutakrit. But if you are talking about you're doing karma and then offering the result, then in that case also you should not take the result. It should be offered to Krishna, right? Renouncing the result of your karma is required in all cases. So Srila Prabhupada talks about both. In the initial part of that paragraph, Srila Prabhupada is explaining exactly like Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, the higher stages, but it can also be applied to the lower stages like that. So the second paragraph also I can read if it gives some clarity. In summary, to reach the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the highest goal, there are two processes. One process is by gradual development and the other process is direct. Devotional service and Krishna consciousness is the direct method, and the other method involves renouncing the fruits of one's activities. So this tyaga, right, karma phala tyagam, Srila Prabhupada is explaining as you do your karma and then you offer your results. like equivalent to Nishkama Karma Yoga. But Nishkama Karma Yoga is practiced by those who want to enter into Jnana. For devotees, that Nishkama Karma, you would call it Karmarpanam. This is Daiva Varnashram. You work, and the result of that you offer to the Lord. And your goal is pure devotional service. Then why we are still working? We can directly be doing pure devotional service. We still don't have qualification to do. We don't have that type of Shraddha. We still feel, no, I have to do my duties in this world. Okay, do the duties. But the results you offer to the Lord. So, Karma Phala Tyaga, Srila Prabhupada in the second paragraph is explaining as those who are not yet qualified to do pure devotional service 24 hours, you do karma to give the results to the Lord, like that. Okay, Aditi Lata Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Although I don't think I will remember again the difference between the both.
I'll keep telling you again.
I feel that Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's explanation is more something which I can remember rather
Yeah.
than Baladev Buddhabhushan.
Yeah.
Because
No, it's no, not the thing is, Mataji. See, Srila Prabhupada does not give only like, he doesn't give it like a flow, because Srila Prabhupada has a certain approach. Like I was explaining yesterday, people don't have time, right? They're not interested in spiritual topics. Acharya's commentaries, unless you know the previous one, you won't understand what they're saying in one verse. If you just picked up one verse randomly, go to Bhanu Maharaj's translation of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary. You just pick one random verse and you just read what is written. You cannot make out the head or tail of it, why this is being said here. Each verse is connected with the another, and it goes in a flow like a story. So there is advantage and disadvantage, you can say. What is the advantage? The advantage is you get the complete picture of everything that is happening. The disadvantage, you can say, is if you simply picked up one verse, you wouldn't be able to understand. You would have to read the whole section to get a grasp of what's going on there, what leads to another. But that gives a very nice picture of everything. It'll just get registered in your head, what's happening there. You see, Srila Prabhupada's purports, Srila Prabhupada takes from different acharyas, from Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, from Srila Jiva Goswami, from Baladev Vidyabhushan for Bhagavad Gita, and primarily from Baladev Vidyabhushan, but also from Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. And Srila Prabhupada gives his own commentary also, because Srila Prabhupada has a mission here, right? Nirvishesha Shunyavadi, Paschatya Desha Tarini. We are completely shunya, we are attacked by this ghost of impersonalism and voidism, to like an exorcist, right, who just drives away the ghost. Srila Prabhupada comes with his strong statements. So his purports are meant to drive away the ignorance in the present time. So each purport is packed with practical application of that verse in your life, what it means and how to preach, like that. So therefore, even if you didn't read the previous verse or later verse, if you simply read one verse, you'll get the message, what is supposed to be done. Because there the goal is how this is applicable to you in this situation, how to apply this verse in life, like that. With Srila Prabhupada's examples, analogies. But you may not be able to get a connection of, why this is leading to this is leading to this. What is the behind, like you say, read between lines. Why, when you read Lord Krishna's translation, Lord Krishna's statements in Bhagavad Gita, Why is Krishna saying this verse now? What is the reason? So that connection between two verses, that has to be explained. In some cases, Srila Prabhupada explains, but it's not necessary that he gives the continuous flow of the whole thing. So therefore, Srila Prabhupada himself says, a serious student would do better to read the commentaries of the previous acharyas. Now, if you didn't read the previous acharyas' commentaries, if you read only Srila Prabhupada's purports, can you still become a pure devotee? Of course, of course. Then why we read the commentaries? Like you yourself said, you can understand it better, the flow. You can relish it. You can relish this acharyas. He gives, he brings out from a particular angle how to look at the complete flow. The bottom line is you'll relish it better. You'll relish it better. That's all. So yeah. So even Baladev Vidyabhushan's commentary is separate now. So if you want to know, if you read only Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan's commentary, you'll get the flow, connection. That's also one angle. So he will take the initial stages. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur takes the later stages of bhakti. But the flow continues in both. Like that. So if you want to get the flow, you take one acharya, his commentary, and read from beginning to end, and then you'll get the complete story. Like that. Okay?
Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. So again it's 6:23, but today I am going to read Bhagavatam. My children were complaining that you didn't read Bhagavatam yesterday. Okay, let's read Srimad Bhagavatam. At least, we'll get back to, because we lost touch. We got 2 days break in between, Saturday, Sunday, and then on Monday I didn't read. So 3 days, and today's Tuesday. So it must be out of our memory now where we are, what's going on in Bhagavatam. So at least, so at least we will do a little recap and try to connect. So tomorrow it will be a smooth, continuation. We're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 19. What is the title of this? King Yayati achieves liberation. So here also I want to tell you something. So we read that King Yayati is telling this story to his wife about this he goat and she goat. So I got some more points here. Again, the story, why all this is happening, I'll just tell you that. It so happened that Maharaj Yayati heard the story of Ambarish Maharaj. So we all read about Ambarish Maharaj in the 9th canto itself. He's such a pure devotee, how he perfected his life by engaging all his senses in the service of the Lord. So Maharaj Yayati, his wife Devyani, also, when it says that he's never satisfied after engaging in sense gratification. Sense gratification does not necessarily mean only sex life. Sense gratification means accepting sense objects that gratify the senses. It can be, because who is Maharaj Yayati? He is the emperor of the whole, earth. So obviously he has so many opulences, right? Nice clothes, nice jewelry, nice foods, and so many servants, and he has a beautiful wife, and he's very fond of his wife. That means listening to her speak, right? Listening to her voice, and looking at her, she's so beautiful, and just touching her, everything. So he's just but he's never satiated. It's not like I'm now completely satisfied, right? It's never like that. He's always hankering. For how long did Maharaj Yayati enjoy like this as a king? For 1,000 years. He took the youth of his son, Kuru, and in that youthful body, about Devyani, it is said, she was always young. She had this celestial body. She's the daughter of Shukracharya. So she was always young, very, very beautiful. She was not old. And Maharaj Yayati also had a very nice, young, strong body. So he was never satiated. And for 1,000 years, he lived like this, satisfying all his senses and living in opulence nicely. But that never gave him that, like when you eat a full meal, you're like, you don't want anymore, isn't it? After you've eaten one full meal, nicely, chapan bhog, we cannot even eat all chapan bhog, only Krishna can eat. So many items we cannot eat. But you eat nicely, your meal. If somebody brings something else to you, no more, I'm full. That never happened to Maharaj Yayati. That I've enjoyed so much, I'm full, now I don't want any more. That never happened. When did he actually start thinking about this? When he heard the story of Maharaj Ambarish, then he started thinking, all my life I'm simply, running after, I'm living in opulence and sense gratification, but there's never a point of satiation. So by hearing Ambarish Maharaj's story, he became inspired. He was going to leave home. He was going to leave home and go to the forest, Vanaprastha. Then he remembered means he contemplated, he thought, my wife Devyani, she has served me so faithfully. Remember, we read in one of the verses, she always gave him transcendental pleasure by her service with her mind, body, and word. She was always serving her husband very diligently, and he was completely satisfied with her service. So, as a husband, dutiful husband, he's thinking, now he got this realization that he should now, there's no point in this life filled with sense gratification. It's time I should give up, I should go to the forest, right? And he was going to leave. But it's not that he felt disgusted with his wife or anything. No. He was very grateful to his wife that, she's like, she was very dear to him. Even then, when he was ready to leave, compassion, he wants to help her also. I'm going to leave. You remember Tukaramji's story? When he was invited, right? The Vaikunta airplane came to pick him up. So he asked his wife, you served me all my life very faithfully, right? Now the fruit of my devotion is coming. Like, as my wife, you also come. You can also share, like that. So this is a dutiful husband. So here also, he wanted to, whatever realization he got, there's no point in this life of sense gratification. We should just give up all this, and now we should work for, we should put our energy in bhakti towards the Supreme Lord. He wanted to give that sense to his wife. But all of a sudden, right? Like today, everything is normal, right? You're having a good time, talking nicely to your family members, and all of a sudden, if you broke the news, I'm going to take sannyas, I'm going to leave home. How would the family member, how would the wife accept that? And it is said both of them are young, right? It's not like they're old and, now I have to go. No, he had a young body, she had a young, beautiful body, and everything was nice. So she would not be able to accept it, or it would be very, difficult for her to accept if he just broke the news like that. So that is why instead of telling, This is my story. He's telling it in the way of, let me tell you of the story of a goat. Like that he starts off. How did Yayati Maharaj begin the story? He said that those who are dwellers of the forest, right? Who dwell in the forest? Those who have given up household life, they go and dwell in the forest, isn't it? The sadhus, rishis, vanaprasthas, they live in the forest after they've given up their home, isn't it? So, what is the opinion of these forest dwellers about householders? What do they think about householders? They feel so sorry for householders. They're always thinking, feeling sorry. These householders, they're always absorbed. They make the goal of their life sense gratification. Work hard and get money, and with that money, enjoy life. Right? Get sense gratification. They're not able to think beyond that. They're not able to think beyond sense gratification. But life is passing, death will come, and then they have to suffer. So, like this, they're always thinking of ways how to awaken these householders who are foolishly running after sense gratification, spending all their lives after. So, when it is said lusty activities, lust means what? Lust means intense desire to enjoy. So, it can be any type of sense gratification, not necessarily only sex life. Okay. So householders are after sense gratification, eat nicely, wear nicely, live in a nice home, and go on vacations, isn't it? Big weddings, opulence, everything is sense gratification. So those who are forest dwellers, they're worrying about. Worrying means they feel sorry, and they're always contemplating how, coming up with ways how to wake up, how to awaken these householders. Like that, Yayati Maharaj began explaining to Devyani. And he said, my dear wife, I want to tell you, he's just sitting there. He's going to leave, but before leaving, he started speaking to his wife. He didn't tell that he's leaving. He said, he started like this. The forest dwellers are always feeling sorry for householders, and so I'm a householder. Of course, we are householders. Like me, there was one person in the forest. I'll tell you the story of this person. Okay, this is such a householder about whom the forest dwellers are feeling sorry all the time. So this is, I'm giving you one example, but the world is filled with this type of householders, for whom the sadhus and sages, they are lamenting. And like that he started off. He's actually telling his own story, right? Once there was this he-goat, and he went looking for some nice grasses and sense gratification, and he comes to a well, and in the well he sees a she-goat. It is exactly his story with Devyani, and then Sharmishta, and then Devyani leaving him and going to Shukracharya. Only he changed the characters, and he put there the goats, male goat and female goat. And also wherever he used his sword, he said, like to dig the wall of that well, he used his horns, but the principle was the same. So we read that whole thing, and finally we came to the point where this she goat, who was delivered by this goat, and was attracted to him, and who got married, means, yeah, and others were also attracted to him, so he was enjoying with others, and this goat became upset and left him and went back to his former master, the Brahmana. And when she went to the Brahmana, the male goat came, so this Brahmana angrily cut off the testicles of this goat. That means no more sex life, no more sense enjoyment. But again, using his mystic power, he rejoined like that. So then, after telling this story, now Maharaj Yayati begins to give purports to Devyani about the futility of a life which is centered around sense gratification. What do we achieve after working so hard for sense gratification? Like that. So we'll quickly go over the translations of the last few verses. Okay. I think we are in text 19. So the story part we finished. I'll just start where, see, text 12. Oh, my dear wife with beautiful eyebrows, I'm exactly like that he-goat. For I am so poor in intelligence that I am captivated by your beauty and have forgotten the real task of self-realization. So gradually, he prepared Devyani by first telling her it's like someone else's story. Can you think of another situation? There's actually several, but can you give another example from Srimad Bhagavatam where the message is given to the person directly, but if somebody told you this is you did that, you wouldn't be able to take it. But if you said this is the story of such and such person, you know, he did this and that happened, you will be all ears to hear about someone else's story, isn't it? Oh, this happened, that happened. But if the same person came and told you you did this and that and this is not good, my ego will not accept it, isn't it? So can you think of another example?
King Pururava, or what is that hypothetical?
Puranjana. Puranjana. Very good. Yes. Puranjana is a character in the story that Narad Muni said, but who was he speaking to? What is the name of the king?
Prachinbari?
Prachina Barishad. Barishman or Prachina Barishad. Yes. So the story was about Prachinbari only. But if he said, you're wasting your life, after he was performing so many sacrifices, right? Karmakanda sacrifices. What is the goal of all this? Right? And then he had his sons, the Prachetas, he sent them, you also go and do tapasya, and then you also engage in the same like me. Not the Prachetas. Prachetas. Pracheta's son is Daksha. So the Prachetas are the son of Prachinabari. But Narad Muni, first of all, he preached to the Prachetas, right? They were now engaged in worshipping, meditating on the Supreme Lord. And he came back to Prachinabari and he instructed him also by telling him the story, allegorical story of Puranjana. That is one analogy, one incident, or one case of Bhagavatam. There's another case of Jad Bharat speaking to Rahugana. Remember? Right? This forest, giving the example of the forest, and there are these animals and this and that. But actually, that is the life of an attached householder. Like that. So first chapter just tells it like a story in the forest, and the next chapter actually opens up and tells what this means, what that means, what, like that. Of course, Rahugana Maharaj immediately understood with the forest analogy, but I think Parikshit Maharaj asks him to explain, and then Sukadeva Goswami explains it like that. So here also, instead of directly telling, I am this and I am that, and I fell for you and I wasted my life, like that, you can imagine how would the wife feel. Instead of that, he started off as the story of a he goat and she goat and this nice story, and then you get into the story, isn't it? That's true. And then while you're listening to the story, there's messages also. That's true. And then finally coming to, actually, I'm exactly like that goat, and I was attracted to you. Yeah, it really makes sense, isn't it? Like that. So now Yayati is telling Devyani.
It was very clever to tell the wife in the
Very
story.
intelligent. Yes. So 12. My dear wife with beautiful eyebrows, I'm exactly like that he goat. For I'm so poor in intelligence that I'm captivated by your beauty. Not I was, I am. I am captivated by your beauty and have forgotten the real task of self realization. A person who is lusty cannot satisfy his mind even if he has enough of everything in this world, including rice, barley, and other food grains, gold, animals, and women. Nothing can satisfy him. Yes. So, one who is lusty, He's never satisfied, whatever he has. That means I have a beautiful wife, I have a big kingdom, but I'm never satisfied. Satisfied means I never come to the point of satiation. Yes, enough. That never happens. However much I enjoy, I want more and more and more. There's never a point where I'm like, yes, Purna. Right? It's not like that. That point never comes. In the case of lust, lust is like fire. The more you feed it, the bigger the fire gets. It wants more and more.
This is like bhakti also, Mataji. For
The
Krishna.
more bhakti you do, you want more and more, like that.
Yeah.
Yes,
The more
that's also
you serve
true.
Krishna, your love for Krishna keeps on growing. You want to do more.
Yes, yes, that's true. Yeah, you cannot stop. Actually, it cannot stop with little. You do little and it becomes more. And then that's the nature. It keeps expanding and expanding and expanding. Yes. 14. As supplying butter to a fire does not diminish the fire, but instead increases it more and more. See, Yayati Maharaj is nicely instructing Devyani now. As supplying butter to a fire does not diminish the fire, but instead increases it more and more, the endeavor to stop lusty desires by continual enjoyment can never be successful. This is the point, right? Oh, let me enjoy now when I'm young. And when I enjoy nicely, I would have enjoyed so much, I would have seen it all, tasted it all. So then I won't hanker for it when I become old, because I know what there is. Is that what is going to happen? Don't be under that illusion. You will not overcome lusty desires by engaging in fulfilling those desires. No. You will have to voluntarily stop it, like fight against it. Of course, bhakti is even better. Dovetail, whatever propensities you have, dovetail it in Krishna's service. That's the best one. In fact, one must voluntarily cease from material desires. 15. When a man is non-envious and does not desire ill fortune for anyone, he is equiposed. For such a person, all directions appear happy. Yes. When do you become envious of others? When you're lusty, right? You want this and you see someone else as a threat, right? He will take away my, that which gives, that which satisfies my lust. This person is an obstacle. Then you become envious of that person. Or someone has more to enjoy than me, you become envious of that person. So a man who is not envious, he does not desire ill fortune for anyone. He is equiposed. For such a person, all directions appear happy. That means a lusty person is not satisfied, right? How much ever he has, he is not satisfied. But one who is not lusty, he will not be envious and he will be satisfied under all circumstances, whether little or more, it doesn't matter. He's satisfied. 16. For those who are too attached to material enjoyment, sense gratification is very difficult to give up. Even when one is an invalid because of old age. Did we read this? 16. Let me see. 16. Oh, we're supposed to begin with 16. So we will read 16 tomorrow. I think it's late. Yes, we'll stop here. But at least we did a recap. So tomorrow we will start with 16. Okay. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I didn't read Bhagavad Gita and Leela Amrita tomorrow. Sure.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. All of you have a
Thank you,
wonderful day,
Mataji.
Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.